So, welcome to Rachel Learning Czech. I don't know why I didn't start making this earlier. So here's a little backstory. At my church, we support missionaries that live in the Czech Republic. Every time I would hear about their country, I was so intrigued. And I didn't go in high school, but then last year I graduated nursing school and they invited me to come be their camp nurse for the summer. And I just over time was like, might as well. So I went to the Czech Republic for 6 weeks to work as a camp nurse at a camp that was in Czech. Before I went, I started using Duolingo Czech, which, as you know, is not the most helpful thing in the world, but it got me enough to be able to introduce myself to people. I could sort of tell if people were giving a number or a time, or if they were talking about a certain location or whatever. I could pick up certain words, but I couldn't use the proper grammar or form of the words and things like that. And then when I spent 6 weeks there, I was constantly hearing Czech, so I started to pick up some other little phrases. It was so satisfying to learn and to use the little phrases that I had learned, to be able to say stuff to people and ask a very basic question to a camper or to a parent, or follow conversations, just that were happening around me. Just learning these little phrases was such a fun experience. I think when the only other language I've really studied is French in school, and I stopped after grade 9 because I had no use for it. I didn't know any French people, but now that I know people who speak Czech, it's given me such a motivation. Then I came home at the end of last summer and I continued Duolingo for a year, which has been good, but I feel like I'm really making no progress. I'm learning vocabulary, but no grammar or sentence structure. Every time I get an answer wrong on Duolingo, it's why is it wrong? Why do I use that form of the word instead of this one? And I just don't understand. What I did do last summer that really was helpful is I focused fully on pronunciation and figuring out how all the words and sounds worked together. That way, by the end of the summer, I could sing most of the words off the screen, even if I'd never heard the song before. I could at least read the words off of the forms or the pages to the campers or the parents. I'm glad that I did that because now I can focus more on learning the sentence structure and the grammar and things. So finally, I bought myself a textbook. So I bought these two, and they were highly recommended by people that I know who moved there and learned the language. So currently what I'm doing is, this is chapter 1, and there's different subsections. So this pronunciation is subsection number 1, which is the one that I just finished working on. But basically what I'm doing is I'm doing all the exercises and the listening audio files, answering all the questions and stuff, and repeating everything out loud because I want to be able to pronounce things and get the inflection right and everything like that. And then I'm writing all the vocab lists over here so I can put it into flashcards online. And then I'm also writing questions down that I need answers to. And a lot of the times, because you'll notice in the book, the questions are all written in Czech, which is super helpful because it forces me to learn what all these words mean. So this one is practice, pronunciation, and listen and repeat and things like that. And all of these longer sentences, I have been sort of doing this where I break down the sentence and translate and see which words align with which English translation and how they order things and stuff like that. So that's my current process. Disclaimer. You might be thinking, why is Rachel so committed to learning Czech? Is she piecing out and moving there? No, not yet. I don't have plans to. Even if I don't ever move there or use it, I have friends there now. English would be the better choice for having meaningful conversations at this point because I'm so beginner. When they speak in English, it's not their first language. It's way easier for them to communicate in Czech. They put so much effort in to speak to English with me, and I want to just return the favor so that they don't always have to cater to me, be able to go back and forth and share each other's languages, you know what I mean? Plus, I want to travel there consistently to visit people, and I think it would be cool to speak when I go with people out and about in town and stuff.